Right.
And another thing, the Chaos Emerald. You know how the
Right.
Chaos Emeralds, they're supposed to transform thought into power. Why did she have to kiss him in the first place if she could just say, Chaos Emeralds, bring Sonic back
Right.
to the life, back to life? Why does she have to do that? Do her lips transport the power of the Chaos Emeralds into Sonic? You know what I mean?
Right.
That I do not know.
That was a weird part. Why? Why did she kiss him? Why?
That was totally nasty.
Like, why? No, 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 I don't want to do that. Why don't you have Amy kiss her? She's a freak already. Come on.
Hey, wanted
Right.
Sonic for
I
years.
will agree with that part. That Amy's role is usually to do that. It was kind of weird to see the
She's supposed to be
princess.
Sonic's girlfriend. You know, have Amy do it. Give her some.
Well, from Sonic's perspective, I don't think that he would consider her his girlfriend. And her perspective, Sonic is her boyfriend. But I don't know about. Okay, so what other objection, Prince, did you have?
Uh, right here I got random challenges. The random challenges, it didn't make no sense, like, to the storyline or nothing. It was just like people were saying, "Hey, can you put these apples in a barrel for me?"
And there's a the guess the captain stage. You know,
Yeah.
the guess. You know how the first thing you're supposed to be saving the princess. This guy wants you to guess who the captain is, so you start asking around all these people, only to figure out that the captain is the guy you talked to in the first place. I mean,
Exactly.
why would this guy do that? You're supposed to be saving the princess. Instead, this guy wants to play around with you and make a little guessing
Right.
game. You know what I mean? Not to give off any like negative vibes. You know, not like that. I mean, he wants to dick around with Sonic and stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I am my role here is to give you the pros, but I can honestly say that I agree with that.
There
I
is
think
not
the
pros in this
missions.
game.
I will say some of the missions were very weird and random, and really had nothing to do with the storyline itself.
Right.
And I'd like to bring up another mission. This mission where you're supposed to protect and you're supposed to do where you're playing a shadow. You're supposed to protect the Duke's daughter. She acts like such a bitch to you. You know, you're streaming next, you'd be like, you know what? I don't care who you are. I don't care give a crap. I want you to go do this, and then you gotta protect her from freaking robots. I would rather have the robot shoot her in the head. She
Right.
was such a bitch to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. hmm
Very
Okay.
annoying.
So my question to you is the ending. Oh, and before I even get to the boss fights.
The boss fights,
Oh,
not
they-
many really good. Silver's boss fight was just what the hell, you know.
True.
The Generations revamp was really good. I like that better.
Okay,
That
okay.
revamp. It was miles better than the Sonic 06.
I
one.
didn't like the rival versus rival battles, like what I mean, Silver versus Sonic. I just like, Sonic versus some big robot thing. I like those boss battles.
Just no use.
Yeah,
Bitch, don't juice.
the
Bitch,
Sonic versus Silver was really kind of weak.
You know, there's actually a glitch in that boss fight where he can actually send you up, or you can actually get, because there's a box. You're in a box. You can't leave the outer boundaries. He can actually push you out of it, and he'll be out in the box trying to get to you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And if you're out of the boundary, you can see that some of the buildings aren't loaded. They're not there. There's a building there, but you just don't see it because it hasn't loaded. You're supposed to be back there fighting Silver, but because of the game's horrible programming, you can get out of the boundary and explore the place around.
Okay. So my point, the closing point, do the cons outweigh the pros? You've given the list of cons in the game, but we give you the pros in terms of great. I mean, where do you draw a line? Do you prefer physics or color in a game and plot? What do you prefer? I mean, because everybody has their own interpretation. I prefer plot. I prefer color. I do prefer physics. The physics were a little bit off, but the plot and the coloring of the game and the balance of the characters made me enjoy the game.
Yeah, but some of the stuff that the con side has been saying, like Elise kissing Sonic, it's not really cons. It's just more like silly stuff that was added in the game. It doesn't really count as a con.
Yeah, I will agree with that notion, and that some of the stuff that was mentioned, such as that, don't deter the game from making it a really bad game. Like like some of the things you were saying in terms of the load scenes and the glitches do affect me. How I feel about the game in terms of it isn't enjoyable, but at least kissing Sonic and isn't really gonna stop me from playing Sonic 06.
But it's something you want to cringe at, though.
It makes you think about it, but does it stop you from playing the game? I don't. For me, it doesn't.
But yeah, does it determine whether the game is breakable or not? Does it determine whether it's bad or not? No, not really.
Right.
I mean,
I think that
story
it was
wise,
very evil for like very like what the it was very like why would they? I think it's a flaw. I think it's a story flaw. Like why would she kiss Sonic? That's a story flaw.
That's because it was more like the kiss of life, kiss of death situation. Like she, like those old American Disney stories.
I just don't. It doesn't feel. I know. I'm sure this is probably not a con that deteriorates the game, but why? If she's a human girl kissing a hedgehog, that's where like hold on a sec. What? You know what I mean?
right.
Well, keep in mind that it is a video game. Now we were. I mean, the con side was getting a little bit.
Well, think about like little kids. Let's say if they're watching this, they'd be like, "Oh, you know what? It's okay to kiss dead roadkill out. It's okay to kiss roadkill and probably bring him back to life."
Well, I object to that because not everyone takes.
I object to that because I don't. Do you think a little kid, like little kids, they don't really like see Sonic as some animal all the time. They see him as something they can relate to. Do you really think a little kid is gonna say, "Oh,
okay,
he kissed, so mom, that means I can go out and kiss"?
No one takes that.
Yeah, I was talking on my ass too there. Yeah, maybe.
No one takes stuff that literal. I don't think.
Yeah, is it not? Especially not kids. They're not just gonna think that automatically. They're not even gonna think anything of it.
Yeah,
maybe I was. Yeah, that was my fault, guys. But maybe I did talk out of my ass there. I'm sorry.
But I mean, your point is good, but only for the simple fact that only reason why I object to it is because when you say, "Oh, well, what if she could get hepatitis and all this stuff?" I don't think a little kid is going to look at that and think of it as that way. They're going to continue to play the story mode and go on with it. They're not going to look at that one scene and say, "Oh, this is going to stop me from playing the rest of the game."
I think it's just weird, a flaw of the story. Like, why would they write that?
Yeah, I mean, could it have been edited out or could it have not been in there? Yes, but since it's in there, does it make the game worse? No. I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
Well, let's bring up another. I want to bring up another flaw. It's like the overall characters. Let's start with the roster. Like, what do you guys think of like the three main characters? I actually we went through that already, but let's talk about the other characters, the supporting roles. I want to delve into Knuckles and Rouge.
Well, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that they could have had a bigger role in it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that Sonic 06 was an extension to Sonic Sonic Adventure 2. And as we know,
consider that to be Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah. Knuckles had more of a role in Sonic Adventure 2. And in this game, it was like especially the volcano map. He had little instances where he had to help Sonic out, but his role wasn't really expansive. It was just like he had little tidbits here, and same for.
Plus, Knuckles didn't even come in. Knuckles didn't even come in into the middle of the story, where the story was just like at a halt. And when he was in the story, he was just there. He was just there to be with Sonic and Tails.
Right.
Let me bring something else up. Sonic, Knuckles and Knuckles and Rouge. You guys ever heard how sometimes you can get stuck on a wall because the control for the most part from the other games is back. You can crawl up, you can climb up a wall, you can punch and stuff I guess. But sometimes you get stuck on a wall.
Right. Yeah, I remember playing with Rouge on Kingdom Valley. I remember climbing the building. I was stuck for a while. I'm like pushing all the buttons and I couldn't.
I heard that I heard it went up as I heard that someone was stuck for as long as 5 minutes.
Whenever I get stuck, I can get out shorter than 5 seconds because when you get stuck, all you have to do is just tap the A button without pressing any up directional buttons or side buttons. I just press the X button and I'm just like off it.
Sometimes it doesn't. that doesn't happen. Sometimes you're gonna find that glitch where the wall doesn't want to let you go. It's like Knuckles and Rouge have glue on their hands, super glue on their hands. You know what I mean?